the 27th of October. We are literally 4 days for the conclusion of this month. But I also know that we also just resonate that as Halloween. Trick or treat, play or be the fool. So how's everybody doing? Doing all right? I woke up this morning and I have this on my spirit because I know it's for somebody that has been covertly trying to convince yourself that the path that you are on is the best path to be on. And I'm here to tell you, you are deceiving yourself. And I say this out of love because the environment that you're in is nothing but, it's all false. It's all about shallowness and self-validation just for acceptance. So I'm going to put this video out, and from time to time, I want you to find it, wherever it may be. But I want you to understand this. The environment and the reality that you see are from decisions and choices that you have made in the past. This is what makes your reality. And what's sad about it is the environment that you're in, the environment that you are striving to anchor down, the environment that you are trying to find inspiration from. It's an illusion. You know how I always say, you have some people that don't deserve to hear you breathe? Well, guess what? Every day, every moment that you wake up and do not ground your feet, you are doing a disservice to your life. You are doing a disservice to your reality because that's not your reality. It doesn't matter how you try to color it, how you try to shift it, how you try to project it. If it is not uplifting who you are from the core sense, from your spirit, it's in vain. Now, if we breathe twice, blink once, you are going to be entering a new year. So you don't even realize that you've already started a new season, because now you're starting to take a different approach on how you see things. You're looking more analytical, but no matter how you just try to dissect the things that you do, you can't. And truth will always be truth. No matter how you try to break it down, the truth is there. So the question I need to ask you is this. What has you anchored to your pain? I know I'm talking to somebody. You've had a love affair with your denial for so long. It is like your autopilot when you're in doubt. You go back to those habits because that's all you know. That's the justification. No. No. Now is the time that you find the courage inside you and put those feet down. Stop. Now's the time that you do that self-inventory. Start the process. Because you have so many blessings with your name on it. And you know it. You see it in your dreams. You feel it in your spirit. But you won't be able to obtain them until you do the work. But I know we live in a society where we want the maximum result with the littlest investment and have the audacity to get mad because things don't turn out the way we do. Turn out the way we envision them. Well, what do you expect? If you're not claiming them, which means you've got to take stock, that means you've got to put the effort in. That means you've got to cultivate it through time and respecting the process. How can you get mad that the flowers that you planted grow up to be weeds? I want you to find this video next year. And every time when a disappointment comes, every time someone that you willfully placed in your life, someone that you willfully said, hey, my self-worth was based off of your alliance with me. When those disappointments come, look at this video here as a reminder. They didn't deserve to hear you breathe. They never did. So, I go back to ask each and every one of you this. And please don't misconstrue what you see as passion as an anger, because it's not. I'm speaking what already resonates in you now. Yes, that conscience, that discernment, that intuition, that gut feeling that makes you you, to that each little boy and little girl that wakes up with that precious breath in their lungs to get up to follow, to find a new day to be carved out. I'm talking to you. When the disappointments come, take stock of what you're seeing. I really believe, y'all, that 2016 is going to be a proverbial shift in directions for many people. Or you may have heard it as this. 2016 is going to be the year of that proverbial the straw that breaks the camel's back. It's going to break the camel's back, so to speak, because the weight, the burdens, the things that were not and chosen not to be looked at are going to be assessed. And you're going to make a proverbial decision. You have to make a choice. Because what's at stake is your life. What's at stake is your direction. What's at stake is the things that make up your legacy. I ain't got to tell you. Some of you are frozen stiff right now because you know the reality is where you are right now is not where you were supposed to be. So, are you going to pay the ransom to be you? Or are you going to continue to remain hostage to yourself? I know you're tired of beating yourself up emotionally. You look in the mirror every day and you see that it is starting to take a toll on you. Your weariness is getting stronger and gaining more footing in your life. You see it in your eyes. You see it in your skin. You see it on your brow. That's not there by chance. That's to remind you to do something different. So, let's ask the question. Is the things that cultivate your life, does it bring happiness and fulfillment? Or does it just pacify because it helps you pass the time? I know I'm talking to somebody. So, yes, you're starting to see people now talk about 2016. It's not by chance. It's not coincidental. Listen, I know some people, because you've been in your despair so long, you're starting to allow it to whittle in your heart. You better turn that numbness away, because that is not strength. It's toxic. And the thing about it is, that spiritual elixir that you continue to consume in your spirit, you think it grows and causes you to be strong because now you feel that you have a voice. Don't you realize your assertiveness is nothing but fear that has been compartmentalized? It's no different than taking a soda and shaking it up. Eventually, it's going to blow. The day of the victim is over. The day of the martyr never existed. You know how they say in the Capital One card commercial, what's in your wallet? I like to split it. I like to shift it and say, well, what's in your spirit? Because I really believe next year it is going to be a proverbial position in your life. This is going to be the year that you are going to remember for a very long time. Because some people are going to be on their path of unconditional happiness, because they'll be breaking a lot of chains, a lot of shackles that they had around their hearts. And unfortunately, there'll be some that will, unfortunately, marry their destruction. I mean that on a spiritual as well as on a literal sense, because you refuse to speak your truth. You refuse to see what has occurred. You got to understand something. If you're walking through life and behind you are nothing but trails of tears and broken promises, you got to look at how you played a part in that. If everywhere you go there's nothing but destruction and innuendos, you got to take accountability because you were there. But you got to also ask yourself, why is it following me? I know I'm talking to somebody. You know, I can't even play the proverbial card of, well, because, there's always going to be somebody that say, well, they're going to find an excuse of, well, it's the man, it's society, Gerald, it's, we are being oppressed, and you don't understand. No, 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 no. The only oppression that's going on is the way your mind functions and where your feet don't go. If you're tired of the way that your life is going, why won't you have the courage to change it? But before you can change anything, you've got to acknowledge that it's there. So, who's being a martyr? And for what cause? Because if the cause does not uplift you, if it does not help you grow, then why are you wasting a precious commodity called you? So, when the disappointments come, find this video. And this is to remind you that they did not deserve to be in your life. They never did. And I think a lot of you kind of understand that everything that you've ever needed was found in you all along. But until you can take accountability for your life, till you can take accountability and ownership for your decisions, you will never be free. You will never be happy. You will always have that longing. That's why we know it is thirst. You're thirsting for something different? But why won't you go inside you? Why won't you do the work? Why do you think that the world owes you? The world owes you nothing. The greatest gift was given was that you're breathing. Come on now. Let's call a spade a spade. You could have been born somewhere else in the world. I got to tell you that. And they got a whole different set of obligations called survival now, don't they? So what's holding you from your growth? What's holding you back from making your dreams a reality? What's holding you back from uplifting your self-esteem? It's in you itself. So if you got something that's broken, why won't you acknowledge it's there? Stop turning around and telling everybody else that, oh, I'm this way because of him. You're that way because you refuse to heal. You got to remember, that's what makes our psyche. It's behaviors that are embraced. So guess what? If it's a behavior, then therefore there had to be a pattern. And if there was a pattern, there had to be a source. You have to look at the source. What's going on with the source? What makes you think the way you do? What makes you act that way? But I tell you what, if God ain't in it, it ain't blessed. So this is a direct correlation of what is not existent in your life. But your friends ain't going to tell you that because they don't have a relationship with God like that. Because if they did, why wouldn't they try to uplift you? Huh? But you don't want to talk about that because that's too real. But ain't your life real? Or are you living a lie? So I need you to go back and find this video when the disappointments come. Because they're going to come. One by one by one by one. Your pain will start to take a position of its own. Because these are built off of fears and illusions that will one day become real. And it's called pain. So you got to make a conscious decision. Do you want to conquer your pain? If you do, it's time to take that backpack off, go inside into that root. What was your first disappointment? Because it's still there. It's living and breathing inside you. It's tainting the way you think. Come on now, my queens. Don't you see? The fix was already in. It's been in for the last 25 years. They figured out how to make you think, how to spend money, convince you so much. They say, well, you know what? Because your self-esteem is so low, I'm gonna make a puppet out of them. I'm gonna convince her to change the way her body looks. Your body. You nip and tucking, lifting and changing, but you won't change your heart. What's wrong with that? Don't you see that when you were made perfect? But you look on social media, you look out in the world, guess what? Why is it? You'll see the 50 Shades of Grey and all the women that sorority called low self-esteem, they all look the same. They all look like they made from Mattel. But what you won't see that ring. You'll see, oh yeah, they're proud of being promiscuous. They're proud of being someone else's laugh. They're proud of being someone's mockery. What, for a piece of change? You think your self-respect is it's built off that steering wheel you driving? Don't you realize the moment you drove it off the lot, the depreciation already was in. So guess what? The moment that you compromise your self-worth, your stock went down. So when the disappointments come, I need you to find this video because they're coming. Because it's a conscious decision if you want to be happy. It's a conscious decision to make your dreams a reality. It's a willful choice. But if you're going through life thinking that, oh, the world owes me, or I will navigate my life on my back, Come on now. Don't you realize eventually your genetic code, your body, has a way of repairing itself. And when it feels unappreciated, it will break down. If no love is in it, why shall it grow? But them doctors ain't gonna tell you that. They'll gladly take your money. They'll gladly pull your skin back. They'll gladly take what was blessed, called you, and move it to where it shouldn't have been all along. Because they know that you're going to be back. Because they know right here, as long as this is broken, they got a cash cow. So when the disappointments come, y'all, in 2016, I need you to find this video so you can hear it again. Those people that you're with didn't deserve to hear you breathe, and had the audacity to have your precious gift, your body, your time, your mind, your heart. And what's so sad about it is, these are all the things that should have been protected by you, because they're yours. So what you sharing? What are you sharing? You sharing pain? Huh? No, I think not. My queens, if you hear this video now, there's only one way to make your body healthy. You want the results that you long for? Invest in your temple. Fortify your boundaries. Allow yourself to heal. Go within yourself and cultivate healthy, loving desires in your spirit. And I guarantee, what do you think makes your glow? What do you think? Why do you think you glow? You hear that term, oh, she's got a loving glow. What you're actually seeing from a literal sense is her aura. Same with guys do it too. But if God's not in front of you, He can't protect you. So when the disappointments come in 2016, I need you to find this video. And this is a reminder of what you need to do and what you don't need to hold on to. I need you guys to love yourself. Stop. Your self-worth and self-respect is not for sale. Why do you think Mr. Wrong and Mrs. Wrong exist? Because you are their entertainment, not their investment. And until you see your worth, they know you won't have the courage to change it. So guess what? They're not going to tell you. They're going to keep keeping on until there's nothing left, only for you to figure it out after the damage is done. I love each and every one of you guys. If I piss you off, great. Because I want you to get so pissed off that you do the work. Your family might not tell you that. Your so-called friends won't tell you that. If they was really your friends, why aren't they leading an example in their lives? Because misery loves company. No, queen, he ain't sticking around. Why you looking at him? He over there laying on the side, sleep, knocked out. You think he care about you? He enjoys stressing you out. And he loves to stretch you out too. You better see your worth. Because until you see the worth and start loving on yourself and allowing yourself to heal, you will not see the one. He ain't the one. Come on, y'all. The devil will give you what you want, never what you need. It's the great deception. But the person that got deceived the most, come on now, change it up. Claim your life. Love yourself. God's praying for you. You know I am. I see your worth. If you only knew I did, how much. I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of y'all willfully claiming to embrace the spirit of the Jezebel. You know what happened to Jezebel? She had a terrible death. When you embrace mind games, manipulation, and deception, you are ushering death closer to your door. Because that was a door you should have never been in. My queens, I hear your tears at night. And what's so ironic about it? God will send people in your life to say, hey, pick your chin up. This is the way to go. And what do? Instead of embracing what God is showing you, because He's a custom tailored God, you just like, psh, because of what it looks like. Don't you realize God will use anything He has to get your attention? He don't squander nothing. But if you don't claim Him, He can't protect you. It's time for you to have that conversation with Him. It's time for you to let go that shame that you've been carrying. You think because you change your environment, they don't know your past? The people that matter the most do. But the people that love you, guess what? They ain't judging. They praying for your deliverance. And they're hoping you get it together because they don't want to watch you die slow. They don't want to do that. It hurts too much. But then again, even the Grinch had a heart. And for that, it helps me discern mine. Ain't no celebration in being a prostitute, queens. Because you ain't walking that block. Come on, man. What separates what you doing? You putting a price tag on your self-worth because you behind closed doors? You trying to play grown up because of what you do? Oh, he loves getting it in. But he won't get it in here. He won't claim your name. Come on now. What's going on with that? Because he throwing you some money? Make your own damn money. It's your respect. It's your self-worth. This same thing goes with you, King. I know. Your heart is pounding for that one, but she's gone. Her mind's gone. She wider than a barn door. And you're like, why is she doing that? That's what happens when you deal with little girls and grown women's bodies and grown men with little boy mindsets. Do not do a disservice to your body. You only got one. Just like you got one spirit, one heart, one mind. I love each and every one of you guys. And if you're waking up the same way you went to bed, in confusion, in tears, you think we don't know? You in your car in the parking lot crying your eyes out. We feel your energy. You in there getting turned up. You ain't no drinker. But your environment trying to make you one. You actually getting drunk, getting high. You ain't that. You ain't built for that. I know that needs to go out to somebody. You're doing everything you can to fit in the wrong crowd. Don't you realize you can't fit a square in a circle? And maybe that's not the circle you're not supposed to be. Why I keep trying to say that to y'all? If you keep constantly finding blocks and disappointments, it's because you're not supposed to be there. I don't care how intoxicating, how alluring the packaging looks. That is nothing but the devil's doing to destroy your life. Come on, Queens. I know this time, last 10, 15 years, now you feel like, well, I'm single, I can do whatever I want, and you rightfully so. But let me tell you what, you get no props by giving pieces of you to anybody. Why? Because they told you something that you wanted to hear. And I guarantee 9 times out of 10 is something that you long to hear in your heart. So what'd you do? You made them the winner, and they didn't even pay the price to play. But when it comes to your life, it's not something to play. It's an experience intended for the right people that should help you grow, not hold you back. So lastly, as I said, when the disappointments come, because some of y'all been going through this for quite some time, and you've been covertly trying to package it, convince your environment that, oh no, I'm the victim. No, 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 no. You never was a victim because those are choices that you've made. Well, just make sure that, they say, we reap what you sow. And I would hate for it to be, I would hate for your breakthrough to come by way you on a gurney somewhere. I would hate for that, but the devil ain't gonna tell you that, because ultimately that's what the devil wants. He wants your life. He wants you to squander your existence. He wants to take away your gifts. He wants to make sure that, oh no, you will never have a baby because I'm going to destroy your internal arrogance. No, you'll never work over there because I'm going to destroy your mind. No, you'll never get ahead here because I'm going to make sure that you align yourself so you throw your life away. Be cautious with the company you keep. That's all I'm going to say, because lastly, if God is not in it, he can't protect you. But if you don't claim yourself first, you're doing a disservice and you're living your life in vain, which basically means you're not living. You are just existing. Something to think about. Be blessed, y'all.